Welcome. In this tutorial we'll see how to perform a correct firmware update for your E8 or E11 ECU. In this case we're using an E11 ECU, updating from version 171 to 189. The first step is to save your most current map under 171 into a folder where you can access it later on. The second step is to close version software 171 and go online with 189. The process takes a few seconds. We'll skip a little bit and then continue. After the software has come online, we want to have all the windows closed, hit Options, Firmware Update, locate the firmware file, which is build 35 for 189 software. We must make sure that we've downloaded it beforehand. We open, click Next. Software is going to take us through a couple of steps and cycles and indicate that it's erasing the processor. Now it's writing onto the processor. This process takes also a few seconds, so we'll skip to the end right away. Once the block write is completed, the ECU will confirm that has completed the process and ask us to hit OK. Now you have to power cycle the ECU, which is turn it off or on and back on again. This also means resetting the ECU. Once the ECU comes back on, we want to load the default base map that is found in the hard drive, program folders, Haltech, version 189, since that's the software we're using right now, and you will have a default map and a default E8 map. Since we're using an E11, we are going to use the default map. If it were an E8, we would use the other one. We're going to load that up. That also takes a couple of seconds, so we're going to just skip to the end for a second here. Once the default base map has been loaded, then we should reset the ECU again, come back online, and now we can go ahead and simply load our old 171 map that was saved under that version of software. Once that map completes its load, we will reset the ECU once again, and then we're now ready to use version 189 software. This concludes this tutorial.